Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, surviving members share their stories at El Camino Holocaust Remembrance Day.
Plus, an intense educational program shows teenagers the dangers of driving impaired.
Then a Madrona middle school student becomes a member of the LA Clippers All-Star team by reading.
And Powerball is here. We'll show you how to be part of this multi-million-dollar jackpot. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. When you go to the beach, you usually expect the sea life to stay in the water, but recently a large number of sick and malnourished sea lion pups were stranding themselves along Southern California's coastline. At last count, there were nearly 1,000 pups rescued from San Diego all the way up to Santa Barbara. Now, to put it in perspective, that's more than the last 5 years combined. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration issued a notice declaring it an unusual mortality event, and it is still unclear why this is happening. Scientists believe it could be disease or that mothers have to travel further out into the ocean to get food, which causes the pups to forage on their own after they've been alone for some time. If you're down at the beach and happen to see a stranded or sick sea lion, please follow these instructions. Stay away from the animals for your own safety and that of the animal. Call Marine Animal Rescue at 1-800-39-WHALE. Do not feed or urge the animals back into the water, and remain at least 50 feet away from these animals as they are a federally protected species. NOAA and other centers like SeaWorld's rehabilitation facility are doing all they can, with many at or nearing capacity.
Wish there was more room in Torrance to play baseball, soccer, or your other favorite sport? Well, your wish has come true. Torrance signed a 5-year lease for the 6.2-acre site on Maple Avenue near the courthouse. City Council indicated the term may be shorter than what they wanted, but they do have an option to extend it. In the future, the land is designated for a new or expanded courthouse. The city is expected to spend approximately $600,000 to get the land ready for youth sports within a year.
El Camino College has received its biggest donation to date. $2 million was pledged by Hermosa Beach philanthropist Elizabeth Noble. Now, this is the largest gift the college received in its 66-year history. The contribution will start an endowment that will permanently fund a teaching position in El Camino's business division. It is the first endowed chair at the college and will be called the Noble Endowed Chair for Business. The donation will be distributed upon Noble's death and is in honor of her late husband, Joe Boyd Noble, who attended El Camino and started the Noble Realty Company in Manhattan Beach.
Local Student Center The Attic held an annual event to help expand its resources while enjoying breakfast in the process.
This is our 14th annual pancake breakfast, and it's a fundraiser for our teen center that we have every year on the first Saturday of April. And everyone comes together and it helps support patio payments, facility offsets for the budget.
The event was very successful, with organizers exceeding their goals both financially and with the number of student volunteers. About 360 people attended and the group raised an estimated $2,500. The Attic is a place for Torrance High School students to get away from their everyday routines with programs that are organized and implemented by teens ages 14 to 18. Now they have opportunities to participate in special events, activities, fitness, sports, and more. The Attic serves about 60 to 75 students weekly and draws up to 125 on special events. For more information, visit torranceca.gov/youth.
The mayor and city council members were back in session this week. Here's an update on the latest meeting. A new kind of transportation service may be on its way to Torrance. Car2Go is a point-to-point car rental service that allows its members to rent a smart car by the minute without having to return the vehicle to the original point of rental. Now, the program's benefit is designed to provide an increased mobility opportunity and a favorable environmental element. Top concerns were parking issues in permit areas as well as areas with 2-hour parking restrictions. Members representing the South Bay taxi companies voiced their concern of the added competition and that under the current proposal, Car2Go will not have to pay a franchise fee like the cab companies are required to do. The city manager and city council transportation committee recommended entering into an agreement with Car2Go, but a final decision from city council is expected at a later date. You can catch replays of this week's council meeting right here on CitiCABLE 3 on Time Warner Cable or Verizon Fios Channel 31 every Wednesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. You can also watch online at torranceca.gov. Coming up, do you need a place your kids can go after school with a fun, educational, and social environment? We'll tell you where.
And we'll show you how some students are helping the planet for Earth Day.
And now, another adventure with Savings Man.
Oh dear, I can't afford that.
Charge it. You can pay it off later.
Not so fast, credit card guy.
Savings Man.
Don't let him entice you, ma'am. Credit card guy can lead you to big trouble. You need a savings plan.
You're right, Savings Man.
Get this ballpark estimate worksheet at choosetosave.org. It will help you get started.
Gee, thanks, Savings Man.
No, thank you.
So visit choosetosave.org and get your ballpark estimate today.
Never look a howler monkey in the eye.
Fried ants are delicious.
We finished a clinic in a rainstorm.
Really?
That was a confidence builder. My students actually ended up teaching me. Yeah. In la keg, à la king. Think managing a sales team is tough. Try working with 5 different villages. My alarm clock was a rooster. After 2 months, I was ready to quit, but after 2 years, I didn't want to leave. I didn't know I had it in me.
Turn 2 years of service into a lifetime of experience.
72 years ago, the actions of a European leader would change the world as we know it. Now, on April 8th, survivors of the Holocaust are reaching out across the nation in remembrance of the tragic time with their own personal stories, including faculty and staff members at El Camino College. Here's Deja Charles with the story.
Rolf Gompertz, an accomplished author and survivor of one of the most horrific events of the century, sits calmly in front of an audience as he recalls the night of November 9th, 1938. A night, he says, would change his life forever.
I'm scared. I rush into my room, grab a small suitcase, and rush out again. Fatih, Fatih, I call down, Daddy, Daddy. They said, take you, I'm going with you.
Witnessing his father stand up to Nazis when they broke into their home, he recalls the World War I medal his father gleaned in the officer's face to prove his rights as one who served his homeland. At the Distance Education Center, Gompertz and Roger Kaufman gave vivid detail about their lives and families during the Holocaust. They find the importance to remember it very crucial for modern humanity.
To become more sensitive to other people's conditions in life is essential for all of us to build a better world. They need to have a sense of what can go wrong in a society and to keep anything that could go wrong from happening.
Along with the survivors' testament of the Holocaust is the lifetime legacy left behind by Eva Brown, one of El Camino's very own largest supporters. After surviving Auschwitz and losing many of her extended family, Brown hid her past until meeting a famous director that inspired her to tell her story.
She met Steven Spielberg, who was making a movie called Schindler's List, and suddenly she blossomed out from there and started giving speeches. She ended up giving over 1,000 speeches to various schools and programs, and El Camino was one of the programs she associated with.
This day was not only to reflect the terror forced on millions of people, but to remember the victors that came out of it and have the courage to push on. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Deja Charles.
Thank you, Deja. Along with her Peace and Tolerance collection, Brown also founded the Eva Brown Fund, which provides scholarships to students. She is survived by 2 daughters and 1 granddaughter.
Earth Day is right around the corner, and reporter Wealthy Jenner tells us how Torrance students are helping our planet.
We love Earth Day!
An after-school club program ran by the Torrance Community Services Department has been helping students participate in the Earth Day Groceries Project for years.
Well, we always have a pretty interesting array of kids' ideas. I mean, they're always creative and they have very varied ideas about what Earth Day is about, but usually it'll have something to do with reusing and recycling. It's just really about bringing awareness to the kids and getting them thinking about taking care of the planet.
The project is a cost-free program that borrows brown bags from a grocery store, has students decorate them with a positive message, and then return them to increase environmental awareness, starting with our youth.
Clean up all the trash around it so it doesn't flow into the ocean. It's a day where you just try to keep Mother Earth clean.
It's the third year that they've teamed up with Ralph's Grocery Store, and about 330 students from Torrance Elementary and middle schools will join in on the project to spread their Earth Day message.
Try to clean up as much trash as you can and help the Earth.
The After School Club here at Walteria Elementary is one of 14 sites that will decorate recyclable brown bags. An estimated 300 bags will be given to Ralph's to bring awareness to Earth Day. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Wealthy Jenner.
Thanks, Wealthy. To get your decorated Earth Day bag, shop at Ralph's at West Sepulveda and Madrona on Monday, April 22nd.
Parents, if you're looking to keep your kids engaged after school in a social and friendly environment, look no further than Magruder Middle School. Our reporter, Brittany Ben, has more on the story.
For 11 students at Magruder Middle School, the fun and learning doesn't stop when the bell rings at the end of the day.
Hi, Rita.
Hey, Jason.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Jason and Avery.
Ran by the City of Torrance Community Services Department, the campus's after-school club is staffed by 2 caring and patient child care specialists who work tirelessly to keep the kids entertained and engaged throughout the afternoon.
Me personally, I'm a sports guy, so I like to go outside and play, different activities with the kids. So I like to go outside and, come up with different creative games that they would like outside instead of doing the same old things every time.
Each afternoon, the program begins with structured, set-aside time for homework.
I usually get my homework done, so then I don't have to do it at home.
Once homework time is finished, the fun and games really begin. For Rita Nguyen, that means enjoying the endless amounts of arts and crafts at her disposal.
I like the arts and crafts.
And then why?
It's fun to do it and talk to people and do the crafts.
The students who attend the club receive a daily snack time treat and can also play sports, board games, and cards. The program even offers the occasional walking field trip. During each weekly session, the activities are centered around different themes to keep the program fresh and exciting for the kids.
Normally we like to come up with a theme that has something to do with, whatever time of year it is. So when it's Super Bowl time, we'll do Super Bowl week, or right now it just turned spring, so we're trying to do spring themed things. And then we like to think of stuff that the kids, would like to do.
In comparison to most quality after-school programs, which can run up to $1,000 per session, the program here at Magruder Middle School is only $455 for 13 weeks. All parents have to do to sign their kids up is complete an application. Once a child enters into the program, the amount of academic and social benefits are countless.
Best thing about the program is that they're not just going home playing video games. They're going to come to the after-school club and they'll accomplish something. They'll gain knowledge of how to establish friendships with different types of people, and they'll finish their homework, and it's just a fun environment.
In the past 5 years, the program at Magruder has helped keep more than 100 kids active and engaged once the school day ends. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Brittany Ben.
Thank you, Brittany. If you're interested in signing your kids up for the after-school program at Magruder Middle School, you can access the application forms and information at torranceca.gov/afterschool.
What's the link between Madrona Middle School and the Los Angeles Clippers? A 6th grade student named Ruby Navarro. Here's Deja Charles with the story.
Ruby Navarro is an avid reader. Navarro reads daily, from popular works by J.K. Rowling to Mysterious Adventures by Rick Riordan. Currently on her reading list is an Aaron Hunter's classic, Seekers, Great Bear Lake. The 6th grader recalls the moment she fell in love with books and those who inspired her, like her father.
He used to bring me books from the teachers and things to work from the teachers. And he used to encourage me to read. I still remember my first book. He sat with me on the couch and it was about scenery, mountains. These mountains are gray and they're really tall or something like that. And I liked to read that book. It was one of my favorites, even though it was really small.
When school librarian Cynthia Osejo received an email from the Los Angeles Clippers about a reading program called Read to Achieve Minutes Challenge, she knew she had one student that would definitely be interested.
As soon as I put it out to the classroom, she came running in for more log forms because I sent enough for one for each student. So I knew she was going to run with it.
Madrona Middle School is one of the many middle schools participating in the Read to Achieve Minutes Challenge, sponsored by the LA Clippers. Most students average about 400 minutes to complete within the 5-week competition. However, Ruby Navarro here read almost 16,000 minutes. That's equivalent to 27 books here that she actually read and logged within the program. Taking account for 15,975 minutes, a third of the entire school's reading minutes, a letter was sent to Osejo congratulating Navarro as one of the 5 students chosen from the Los Angeles County to be recognized at a Clippers game. Her teacher, Mr. Burke, believed this is a great incentive for students to increase their daily reading habits.
I think it was a very good thing too. I wish more kids had taken part, because this generation of kids mostly don't like to read. They want to do electronics on their phones or their computers, but she loves to read books more than anybody I've had in a long time.
Madrona has been participating in this sponsorship for more than 2 years. This is the first time many of their students has been chosen as a winner. Navarro's attention, however, is not on the basketball or the books, but it's on the pizza party she and her classmates are having before her event-filled spring break. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Deja Charles.
Thanks, Deja. Accompanied by her parents, Navarro was recognized at a recent Clippers game against the Timberwolves.
A community-wide effort gives students at North High an experience they won't forget. Julie Parton has the story.
It was a violent and bloody scene on the high school football field. While the accident scene was completely fake, the emotions were very real. North High had its first ever Every 15 Minutes. The program is an intense school-wide educational experience. It is designed to remind teenagers of the dangers associated with driving while impaired and texting.
While the Every 15 Minutes program isn't new and has been around since 1995, it's its first year here in Torrance. The students, community, and law enforcement offices have been working together since August of last year to bring this 2-day program that will hopefully have a huge impact on North High students.
We really wanted to bring the message to our students that it's important to not drink and drive, and we felt like this was a really powerful way to bring that message to them.
The program offers real-life experience without the real-life risks. Every 15 minutes during the day, a Grim Reaper called students who had been selected from a cross-selection of the entire student body. Then, an officer read the student's obituary and they were considered the living dead, complete with a coroner's tag, and could not speak for the rest of the day. Then, a lifelike simulated traffic collision was viewed by the entire school. Rescue workers and first responders treat the students as they actually would in this situation. A life flight helicopter and the jaws of life contributed to the realness. The event requires extensive setup and is largely student-run with community support. The day was emotionally charged, especially for the students taking part.
I keep thinking, like, wow, what if this really was me, like, dead on the hood of a car? And
I will definitely never get in a car with a drunk person, ever. Or I will keep my eyes on the road, and I want to encourage everybody never to get into a car with a drunk person.
If you know you're going to get in trouble, call your parents anyway. It's better to be alive and in trouble than dead on the streets.
I hope that students will think twice before they get into a car with a drunk driver or before they drive drunk themselves. There's just a lot of other options, and we can avoid many deaths that we see every year.
Day 2 of the program promised to be equally as powerful when the students who symbolically died the day before are given a funeral. Organizers say it will be all worth it if it helps teens take responsibility and make mature decisions when lives are involved. For CitiCABLE, I'm Julie Parton.
Thank you, Julie. The event was made possible by a near $10,000 grant, more than 20 community sponsors, and volunteer hours put in by local law enforcement and firemen.
California's best-ranked health care for kids is now closer than ever. Our reporter Brittany Bin has more on the story.
Since opening its doors in February, the Children's Hospital Los Angeles South Bay Outpatient Center has been committed to providing nationally renowned care for South Bay residents.
We offer a array of specialties, including my specialty in urology, but also gastroenterology, endocrinology, pulmonary medicine, cardiology, orthopedic surgery, ENT, plastic surgery, just to name a few.
One of the center's cardiologists, Dr. Wong, works in conjunction with local pediatricians to provide comprehensive care to each of his patients.
I actually know a lot of the specialists here, the pediatricians. We were residents together, and so I've always felt a real affinity to this area.
The hospital's cardiology and heart surgery program is the top-ranked program in California, and with state-of-the-art technology, including portable EKG machines, they're able to see real-time images of a patient's heart.
When we put what we call color flow in here, you can actually see blood going into and out of the heart. So this gives us a really great picture of the heart, of the anatomy, of how blood flows through. And by doing that, we're actually able to make a very complete diagnosis.
In addition to seeing images of the heart, this revolutionary technology allows doctors to listen to a patient's heartbeat for any abnormalities. Children who may require a procedure can have all of their pre- and post-op evaluations done right here in the South Bay Outpatient Center. By providing convenient access to pediatric specialists, families won't have to make the long drive all the way to the main hospital in Hollywood.
We can provide x-rays, imaging studies. We can provide some of these services right here in the community so that don't necessarily have to stretch over to the main hospital to get that.
It's a little bit more of a convenience for people not only in this area, but also in Orange County who want to come up. We shaved about an hour off of travel time for one family that came to see us here.
While the outpatient center doesn't provide any inpatient services, their office space boasts more than 10 exam rooms and a walk-in x-ray.
All right, don't move, okay?
As the South Bay Outpatient Center continues to grow, they hope to see more than 6,000 pediatric patients before the end of the year. For This Week in Torrance, I'm Brittany Bin.
Thanks, Brittany. If you'd like to set up an appointment for your child with one of the specialists at the South Bay Outpatient Center, you can call their referral hotline at 888-631-2452.
Coming up after the break, we'll take you to a local store with a reputation of being lucky when it comes to the lottery. Many are headed there for a chance at a new game in town. We'll tell you all about it.
License and registration, please. Know why I pulled you over? That's right, you were texting. Sit tight, I'll be right back. Zombies. When you drive and use your phone, you pay over a third less attention to the road.
Something's not right.
My first symptoms were
Constant tingling in my toes.
double vision.
They said you have multiple sclerosis.
Kind of had to get a grasp on reality.
I had to adapt and change very rapidly.
I had to learn how to drive with my hands. Yeah, that was interesting.
A symptom may cause you not to be able to do that anymore. And at one point, I wasn't able to do any of those.
Since I've been cycling, it's definitely helped my walking.
It's a fantastic opportunity to be working together with a common goal of curing MS, and sharing is the key.
Toyota's Safe Driving Skills program is coming to Torrance this May. Toyota Driving Expectations is free of charge for newly licensed or teens who've just gotten their permits and their parents to learn about defensive driving skills, crash avoidance techniques, and the dangers of distracted driving. The program will be held on May 4th through the 5th at Toyota headquarters. Registration is now open at toyotadrivingexpectations.com.
Now let's go out to the sports desk where Juan Hernandez has a preview of what's to come.
Juan, what do you have for us?
Hey there, everybody. Thanks for checking in with us right here on the sports desk. Check out a couple things we got going on the show this week. It's only the second week of April, and guess what? Somebody in town, the first to punch their postseason ticket already. Plus, we've got one student athlete, holds down a 4.0 GPA, all while traveling the globe and coming back to North High every single week. You want to see what that's all about, you have to check us out here on the sports desk every day at 4 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. right here on CitiCABLE 3.
Thanks, Juan. Californians can take part in the multi-state, multi-million-dollar Powerball jackpot. Deja Charles visits one of the most popular liquor stores in Torrance as hundreds of patrons are expected to stop in for their tickets on the first day of sales.
6 numbers on one ticket has locals flocking to stores where they can purchase their own. This ticket, however, is very new to Californians.
A Powerball is 5. 5 goes also. So it'll be 20 altogether. Right.
Three Kings Liquor is filling with customers this morning, not only for the Powerball lottery, but for the fact that this location has a rich history of winning customers.
Yeah, we have every year almost Tennessee 5 winners. Last year we have 2 Tennessee 5 winners. One is 348,000, one is 56,000. Within a week we got 2.
Miguel Pacheco has been a loyal lottery player at Three Kings Liquor for nearly 30 years. He's now here to test his lucky streak with Powerball.
I bought $20. So I'm going to split it with my daughter, my son. So that's pretty good.
California is now the 43rd state to bring on the multi-million-dollar lotto game that's had jackpots as high as $587 million. New players here in the South Bay are already planning how to spend their money should they win.
And we've heard such big winners that come from Powerball. So we've all decided, if we win, we're going to pay our children's house payments off. They're going to own their home, and then the other we're going to make sure that she's comfortable, and of course we're going to pay our house off and so forth, and go on this huge vacation.
Store owners Al and Bonnie Patel are excited for what Powerball will bring their store. Not only more customers, but potentially millions for one of their very lucky customers.
Well, when the pot gets bigger, there'll be more people buying it. What the heck? A dream is a dream.
For This Week in Torrance, I'm Deja Charles.
Thank you, Deja. Since 1985, the California State Lottery has raised more than $25 billion for public education. Education funds are split between K-12, community colleges, the California State University, and the University of California Systems. Well, that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jen Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.